Hello guys, the Germanic returns for another commentary, and today's question is whether the Call of Duty franchise is dead in the water. What I mean by that is, how long do you think that the COD franchise will go on for? Do you think it will stop and other games such as Battlefield, which is being touted as the next big game, come into the foreground, and will COD slip behind, or will it always maintain its eager fan base? Now, there's two positions, yes and no, obviously. If I was gonna be, I've not really made up my mind as to whether it will or won't, but here's some reasons for it. One of the big things is that the community tend to overhype games massively. So a game will be released, and then as it approaches its release and more trailers come out and gameplay footage, then people say, oh, this is the greatest game ever. And this happens to basically every COD game. The old game that came out last year is usually just thrown away and considered crap, and it's all about this game that's going to solve everything. There's not going to be any people hacking stuff to annoy people, and this will be the greatest game ever. Now, once it has been released, in about 2 or 3 months, for about 2 or 3 weeks, people are all right with it. They think this is a good game. After about 2 months or so, they're like, this is shocking, and they go back to the old game, which they slagged off only a few months earlier before the new game came out. So the Call of Duty game community is very fickle, and a game is either crap or amazing. There's no sort of real middle ground on this, and really people may complain at developers such as Treyarch for making the games, but I mean, the community does have a lot to answer for. For example, a lot of the boosting stuff, if the community wasn't bad or corrupt, then it wouldn't do that and we wouldn't have a problem. But there's always going to be people who are trying to disrupt the game for everyone else, which is annoying. Also, Infinity Ward, designers of arguably the two greatest games in the franchise, one referring to as COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, which, if people were to pick out the best two games, would probably come up most often on that list of the best COD games. People have this weird affinity to Call of Duty 4. It's a great game, but I think people overestimate it. They try and make it a bit better than it really is. It's still a good game. I think it's maybe slightly overrated. And now you have two companies. You have developers who are going to do Modern Warfare 3, which is a prequel to Modern Warfare, and Treyarch. Now, what tends to happen is Infinity Ward, well, we're talking about post COD 4. What happened was Infinity Ward would have the great ideas. If you compare the multiplayer for the Treyarch games that they did before COD 4, they are very, very different to the ones after. So World at War is different to COD 3 on the multiplayer, and you can see the influence of Infinity Ward and COD 4 in the game. And the same thing really happened to Modern Warfare 2 influenced Black Ops, although they put in more customization in Black Ops, but you can still see the effect. Now there's no sort of pacemaker making those advancements. It could sort of become very, very stale very, very quickly. I mean, I'm just struggling to think about where the game can really go from here. I mean, unless they're just going to parrot the same sort of game over and over again. Also, the story for the Modern Warfare 2 series, Modern Warfare, is just completely crap, and there is good reason why they went to the prequel. They want to do a prequel instead of a sequel, because it is completely mucked up, and they can't. I think it's going to be hard for them to revise that and to revive it into a workable franchise again. On the other hand, having slagged off Call of Duty, it still has millions and millions of loyal fans. I'm a loyal fan. I'm probably going to get the new Call of Duty game, along with a couple of million other people. The Black Ops broke records for games and entertainment in general, so it was a massive, massive winner. Even bigger than Modern Warfare 2, which broke records then. So I think it must be the third or second most bought game in history. So it's pretty big, and that fan base is unlikely to decline massively in the next year or two. And people will buy it even if it's overpriced. Just look at the map packs; they're arguably overpriced. People still buy them because it has Call of Duty on, and they want to play the new stuff. Also, it's, in my opinion, and people can argue with this, still miles ahead of any other first-person shooter on the market. I mean, Battlefield is probably the only one that people say could go up against it, but I'm not a big fan of the series. I played the first Battlefield, I've had a look at the second one, and to be honest, I prefer COD. I know other people don't, but just to me, it's just more exciting to play COD than Battlefield. And all it really needs is a fresh lick of paint, and that could be good. That could actually happen because of the new game developers. They might take Call of Duty on a radically different path, which everyone likes or hates. That's a bit of a problem. But yeah, I still think that it will go on. Whether the quality suffers is another issue. But I will be getting the next game, and I suspect that most of you will. As for Battlefield 3 is the next big game, I can probably guarantee it's being overhyped loads, and I can probably guarantee it's not going to be the greatest game ever. It's going to be a good game, but not the greatest. If you have any thoughts or opinions of what I said, just put them in the comments section. Always nice to hear from subscribers. And thank you for listening. And subscribe if you haven't. Bye.